Today, we got a great message lined up. This young man hails from the Southern California area, a great family man, a good father, a wonderful husband. He's also a great leader in ACN, not only with just our group. I mean, we admire him, at least I do. He's one of the, I always call him one of the co-founders, go-to people that do training for us on an international basis, which is amazing. And he always has a nice, quiet, sit-down, fireside chat for everybody. And I just want to thank him so much for who he is. Last week, we surprised him. We put a picture of him and his daughter up when we were back last time well, that was down at a convention. Well, actually, it was a resort we went to on the RVP retreat. Those are qualified down in the Bahamas. So I just want to say thank him for all he's done for all of us. So without further ado, Regional Vice President Platinum, the great, the one and only, Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
Mr. Thomas, good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. No one can do that like you. We could try. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, man. You got those names down, and that's awesome. So excited to be with you guys. I hope that today finds you happy, healthy, all those things, the craziness we're going through. And so we got to talk, everyone.
We got to talk.
We got to talk. So, and it's good because, you know, interestingly enough, the host keeps muting me. What have I done, Jabber? What have I done? Okay, we good? Okay, cool. Mr. Clemens, hopefully we're good. So you guys, let me start out the way I start out every conversation with you about Mr. Thomas. Please, you guys, do not take his time for granted. Do not take his knowledge for granted. Do not take his willingness to help for granted. It's important. And the reason why it's so important is because it's rare. And someplace for us to start today is something that I think Mr. Thomas and the other leaders in our company understand. They understand the insane luck that we all have finding and being a part of this company. I mean, it is tremendously lucky. So let's just talk about this for a second. Okay. We have no employees in this business. We have no accounts payable, accounts receivable. We have no accounting. For the business, for your business you do, but I'm talking about ACN as a whole. We do not have to do any installations. We don't have to be tech support or customer service. We don't have to manage a compensation plan so the company, the customers, and the reps are all taken care of. We don't have to deal with the things that they had to deal with over the course of that shutdown. We don't, you guys, as I'm sitting here thinking about this before, as you guys are getting to know me and I get to know you as I know Al, that I have a message for you, but there's always something when we start, maybe Al says something in the welcome or whatever that just triggers a thought. And the thought that got triggered for me this entire time is this environment of having all of you together with Mr. Thomas. Like, look, you're not organizing it. You're not setting up the speakers. You're not. So why would I start with this? Because I think sometimes we have to realize how much we don't have to do to make a dollar here. I think sometimes we have to realize how much responsibility we don't have to advance our businesses. Sometimes we have to understand how much has been given to us and put on a silver platter for us to be able to take our businesses and our lives to the next level. And there's all these things that we don't have to do in order to make this thing happen. I mean, I'm pretty sure that none of you work at Zoom Energy. I'm reasonably sure that none of you work at ID Seal. I'm pretty sure that, you know, I could be wrong, but I doubt that any of you work at Flash or but we get paid on all this stuff. So it's like, wait a minute. So the thing I would tell you to do is this. when you have an opportunity to speak with Mr. Thomas and you have an opportunity to get some of his insight and knowledge, understand he knows very well how fortunate and lucky we are to be able to have a business with so little overhead, so little restriction. So there's so few things tying us down before we get into a profitable position. And if we take a step back and gain a little bit of perspective on this and go, oh my God, why am I not making an extra $1,000 a month, an extra $500 a month, an extra $2,000 a month? Why am I not doing this? I don't have to do any of the stuff that would be required for me to have a business with my name above the front door. None of that is required here. So let's just make sure that we're all on the same page in the perspective. By the way, do y'all agree that we're pretty lucky to be able to have found this opportunity? Yes or no? Awesome. Good place to start. So let's get into this chat. Hang on a minute. Have some fun today. Okay, cool. Hey, good morning, everybody. You guys all have your good morning messages on there. All right, cool. I think someone's in the waiting room. All right, cool. So check this out. You guys, important. Someone do me a favor. Don't care who it is. Someone type into the chat what this month is. Someone do me a favor, and there we go. Excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent. Oh, I'm so happy. Advance your business. 3 words. This is about advancing your business. Okay. So in order for us to advance our businesses, we need to know where our businesses are, right? It's important. Sorry, you guys, give me a second here. I have a different table. We've got to know where our businesses are, okay? So what does that require? That requires a really good, long, hard, honest look at your position, okay? This part's gonna sound very elementary, but I'm telling you, it is important. It's important for you guys to have a really genuine, honest conversation with yourselves. So you all are not, you're not like, look, you guys, look, you can fool Al, you can fool me, you can fool your team, you can fool, by the way, you can even fool yourself. And by the way, I believe that happens a lot, but you know what you cannot fool? You cannot, there's one entity, not including God, because God's all seeing of everything. Other than that, there's one entity you cannot fool. Anybody want to take a shot at it? Carolyn Baker, right on cue. You cannot fool the reports. You cannot. The reports are a reflection of what you've done in the last day, the last week, the last month. So if your numbers, if your business isn't taking on new customers and it isn't taking on new business partners, we got to look at what we talked about last week. So let me cover that before we cover this week. Anybody want to take a shot at putting in the chat the 3 parts that we talked about last week? Super important. If somebody is having a challenge or whatever, I said 3 things, all begins with the same letter. And let's see if anybody puts it in there. See if someone puts it in the chat. We'll give it a minute or not a minute. We'll give it 30 seconds. And if someone, okay, Christine's at first, okay, that's the first one. That's the first one. There were 3 of them. Christine got it. Belinda got it. Let's see. See if someone gets it. You guys getting 2 of them. Someone got the middle one. So there's an order. All right. You guys are getting all 3 of them, but let me get into you in the right order. Okay. Very good. You guys, there's a reason Let's see. Wait, someone just did it. Winston, there you go. Reset, re-engage, repeat. This is a month of advancing our businesses. And we understand that sometimes our businesses get off track. At that point, we need to recognize that we need to reset, re-engage, and repeat. And of the three things, I said the hardest thing to do is to re-engage. The hardest thing to do is to pick yourself up off the mat, get back up, and go talk to another person. Go get another customer. Go peak some more people. Put yourself out there. That is the hardest thing to do. It's like being in the gym and then getting out of the gym for any length of time. And you have every reason, every justification is why you can't do it, but you do it anyway, and you feel great afterwards. And then you start repeating that process. And then here's what I need you guys to write this down. I need you to write this down. I need strong habits, habitual, daily, consistent. And it's been clinically proven that it takes 21 days to create a habit. It takes 21 days. 21 days to create a habit. See, the thing that I have so much respect for all of you being on this call, being committed in the morning to jump on this call for whatever, 30 minutes or 45 minutes or however long we're on. And I know that you do this every day. I mean, you guys got a chance to hear from Jocelyn Driscoll, I understand, on Monday. She's a great friend of mine. And I'm sure that she gave Al referenced the kind of message that she gave you guys. Well, let me tell you something. People can deliver that message because they are habitually working to improve themselves and their teams. It's a habit. It's just it's like part of your DNA. It's part of like how you operate. It's a habit. So in our business, if it's not where you want it to be, reset, re-engage, and repeat. Now, if we covered that last week, why am I starting this week by covering this? It's super simple. In fact, you guys kind of proved it a little bit last week and this week. And Sharon's already laughing. If I have to get you guys to really work to remember what we covered last week, let me tell you something. It is, you guys, I hope you get this. It is difficult to build your business if you have to keep resetting the foundation. It is difficult to build your business if you have to keep constantly resetting the foundation. Like you guys, the foundational elements of this business you all have, you should know. So when I talk with you guys this month, the way that I'm doing it this month, when we revisit very quickly what we did last month, it shouldn't be a long discussion. Like we should have this stuff down. Like you guys, what standard are you holding yourself to? This is an important question. This is a very important question. What standard are you holding yourself to? Are you holding yourself to a standard where you are looking at your business, looking at your action, looking at your activity? Do you need to reset, re-engage, and repeat? And I can tell you almost everybody does almost all the time, right? And so Samuel just put stay consistent. Well, I agree with that, but then we have to look at something. Okay. So thank you for putting that in there. So you got to stay consistent, but I might challenge you in staying consistent doing what? Like you could be, by the way, you could be consistently in front of the TV with a remote in your hand. Well, you're consistent. You could consistently come up with every reason why you can't do this and you can't do that and family this and COVID that and work is this and family that and husband this or wife that. Are those consistently in your answers when you talk to the leaders that you're working with? Are those things consistently coming up? I'm telling you guys, habits can go both ways. You can, Julian's nodding, you can habitually go into that well of things that you have, and your habit, by the way, here's another one. Your habit could be to complicate things. Your habit could be, I get this so sharing. You start complicating our business. And that is not going to take you where you want to go. So you guys, you got to make sure you understand what kind of habits you are creating. And by the way, check this out. Hang on, coffee time. What kind of habits would be good? What kind of habits would be effective and efficient in helping you move your business forward to where you want it to be? So I'm not talking about this part anymore with you guys because I've been doing it for a year. Like, look, if you want to be on this call because it's a social thing and you feel good about it and whatever, and that's what you get out of it, I'm all for it. But if you want to really advance your business, you need to hear this. Please hear me. The habits you create, the magic, the mystery of success in this business is found in your daily routine. If you do not know what that should be, if you do not know what that should include, reach out to your mentors and ask them, what do you do? What is your schedule? What is it like? I can tell you mine. You guys will tell you the beginning. Every day at the beginning, I get up, get myself cleaned up, brush my teeth, water on my face, start the coffee. And the very first thing I do, and I'm not telling you to do this or not do this, it's just what I do. The very first thing I do, the very first thing I read, I pull out the Bible, I pull out something into the New Testament. I just randomly, whatever I pick, I go, that's what I'm reading. I read that, little prayer to start the day, get things going, done. And then interestingly enough, the next thing I do is I'll go on to, do whatever little banking thing I need to look at or for the day, or and then when I'm done with that, I will interestingly enough, and I don't know how I started doing this, I spend like 10 minutes on Yahoo. And Yahoo's like this older, but it's what I do. And I go on there and I'll read this life story or this interesting story or some sports stuff or whatever. Not too long, maybe 10 minutes, but I might see something or read something that either inspires me or gets me questioning things or whatever. It's just something that I do. And then when I'm done with that, I go right to my reports. And then when I go to my reports, I start texting the people on my team to find out about this, about that. How can I help? What's going on here? What's going on there? That kind of thing. So now I've started to get the message out in the morning of things that, hey, we need to take a look at and we need to accomplish to get where we want to go. So that's kind of how I start my day. So I just shared with you guys literally how I start my day, obviously with some coffee in hand. Okay. So the reason I tell you this, now that might not work for you. You might be hey, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do after I brush my teeth, if I don't go to the gym, I'm a wreck all day. And you're an early morning workout person. I know there's some of you like that out there. That is not me. I would tell you right now, I am about a crack at the crack of 11:30 to 2 p.m. workout person. That's when I work out, at the crack of 11:30 a.m. right there. Somewhere between 11:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. I'm in the gym. And I always think it's smart because that's the time of the day I like to be there. So anyway, let me just tell you guys. So that routine works for me. So if you don't know what to do in creating this daily routine for you in your resetting, re-engaging, and repeating, it is really important to have that conversation with someone who's in a position that you want to be in. Because otherwise, here's what you're doing, and here's what I'm doing. If we don't do that and we don't take some guidance, guess what we're doing? We're just kind of flailing away. We're flailing away with no form, with no structure, right? Like, you guys, I'm not saying, listen. I am not a fan of. Hopefully, well, if this offends you, I mean, it's not intended to, but I know there's people out there that do this. Every day I do ACN from 4 to 5. ACN I do every day from 1 to 2. ACN, I'm setting aside an hour a day, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. That is my ACN time. Doesn't work that way. Does not work that way. Not in my opinion. It does not work that way. It does not. What happens is this: when as your skill set gets increases and it gets more well-rounded. Here's what will happen, you guys. Will you schedule things? Absolutely. Sorry, there's a plane landing in the neighborhood. Here's what will happen. Yes, you will schedule ACN events, a launch, a presentation. But what I'm saying is there's people out there, and here's what they do. I'm peaking people from 4 to 5. I'm making phone calls and peaking people from 12 to 1. It doesn't really work that way. I think what happens is this. You don't schedule time to do phase 1 activity. You do phase 1 activity while you're out living your life, doing whatever it is with the time that you have. So what does that mean? It means part of the re-engaging process is making yourself open and available to see, observe, understand people that are out there living their lives. And you find someone, you guys, I'm not going to go into a phase 1 training right now, but this is a huge part of re-engaging, which is going to lead us to the next part. So in your daily activities, in and around your routine, as Mr. McGowan just wrote, you need to make yourself open, write this down, open, available, observant. You need to be open, you need to be available, and you need to be observant. And what happens is when you're open, available, and observant, what will happen is you will see people. You can start to maybe build a little rapport with someone, whether it's at a restaurant, a grocery store, a bank, or whatever. That's part of the re-engaging. And let me tell you guys something. When you do it a little bit, it's like the gym. It starts to get addicting. You start to feel weird if you don't do something in a day. Now you're onto something. Now you're onto something. So you guys, please do not confuse thinking about ACN with working ACN. They're vastly different. I won't make you type this out. I'm going to give this to you so you all can get it. But every single time I've spoken to you guys this month, I've told you there are 4 things that pay you in ACN. Getting a customer, helping someone getting a customer, presenting the business, helping someone present the business. If you can look at this last week, and I could list off all the names so we can be all super personal. Catherine, Sharian, Daryl, Samuel, Nancy, Belinda, Mr. T, Ray, Kenny, Michelle, Julian, Ishmael, Tracy, Jason, Jebre, Dave, Sergio, Mr. McGowan, Claudine, Marie, Edmund, Freddie, Anna, and that's everybody that I see who has their cameras on. Let me tell you something. And all the rest of you. If these last 7 days went by the way, Al, permission to be very direct, extremely direct, Italian, bring out the bat direct. Okay. Listen to me, family. If these 7 days went by since I spoke with you last time, and you did not present the business or help someone present the business, you did not get a customer or help someone get a customer, you did no ACN in 7 straight days. That is a fact. And I say it with all the truth I can give you. If you did not get a customer, help someone get a customer, present the business or help someone present the business in the last 7 days, not in the last day, in the last 7 days, you did no ACN this week. Now, there's a flip side of that coin. There's some of you on this call that I know you did ACN this week. I know you got a customer. I know you helped someone get a customer. I know you presented the business. I know you helped someone present the business. I know that for a fact. I know it. So if you find yourself in the first category, reset, re-engage, repeat. If you find yourself in the second category, repeat, 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 repeat. So here's what happens. How do I find an Al Thomas? I'm gonna tell you how. You guys want to look, can I share with you how to find an Al Thomas? Now we know there's only one Mr. Thomas, but how to find an Al Thomas, I'm gonna tell you how. Okay, here's how to do it. Here's how to do it. Be crystal clear about this. Here's how to do it. Repeat, 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 repeat. over and over and over and over and over and over again with all these different people till you find one, and you will. But where most people stop is here. Repeat, 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 repeat. Take the day off, the day becomes two, the two becomes five, the five becomes a week, the week becomes a month. ACN doesn't really work. Oh, I'm too busy. I got the kids this, I got my crypto business that, I've got my drugstore this, I've got my real estate that, I've got all the different things in my life. And now this becomes too much work to think to try to get it restarted again. I'm telling you right now, that is not the case. The thing you need to do is you need to be in repeat mode. How do you get the law of large numbers on your side? You got to be in repeat mode. You just got to keep doing it over and over and over and over again until you find that person. Now, maybe that'll be a conversation for next week. What do you do when you find that person? Well, look at, here's the thing, you guys. Watch this. Like, look, what difference does it make? Like, what freaking difference does it make what you do with that new person if you're not doing the process to find that new person? What difference does it make? The thoughts are out of order. We got to get into that mode of repeat. And you guys, here's the thing. Here, I hope that this helps. This is going to make getting into that repeat mode very easy. Very easy. Here's what it is. When you get into repeat mode, the people that love being in repeat mode, they understand that they're offering something. The people that don't really like repeat mode, they think that they're trying to get something. They're trying to take something. They're trying to get someone to do something. They're trying to get someone interested. That's nonsense. You're offering something. How easy is it to repeat offering a blessing to someone, offering an opportunity to someone? You're not asking them to join. You're not asking them to sign up. You're not asking them to start. You're asking them if they're open to look. You guys, there's probably never been a time in our adult lives where people are more open to look out of necessity because of circumstances that had nothing to do with them. Now, the question is, can you talk about this the way that I just talked about this with you? I know Al can. I know Julian can. I know most of the regional directors can. I know Jocelyn Driscoll can, because now it's coming from a place of offering and the opportunity that we have. So, you used to hear people say a long time ago, like, fake it till you make it. And they go, well, I don't want to fake it. I want to be authentic and all that stuff. Absolutely. But you want to know what you can do? You can communicate your vision. Man, I'm building something out here. You can communicate your vision. I'm putting together a team out here. You can communicate your vision. We're building an organization out here. And we're going to do phenomenal things. We're going to impact a whole bunch of people's lives and help a whole bunch of people and give them an opportunity where they can be paid what they're worth. Are you open to look? So the re-engaging is so much fun. So now let's go to the next part before we wrap up the call. So we got reset, re-engage, and repeat. Well, then what's next? See, let's say you're doing that. Well, then what's next? Okay, I'm re-engaging. What's next? So here's the word I need you to write down, right? So write this down. What's next is create. Create. So what are we talking about here? Well, if you're re-engaged, guess what? You need to create a new goal. You need to create, number one is you need to create a new goal. And we've talked about this with this group a lot. A point goal, a position goal, right? And you know what's crazy, you guys? This is not meant to be a downer. This is meant to be real. What's a bummer is this, is people, I'm going to do this. I'm going to set this goal. And you want to know what? An hour after they set the goal, it's not even important to them anymore. They get excited setting the goal. Now, some of you, let me tell you something. Accomplishing the goal is an amazing reward. But the person you become in the process of going after your goal is the gold. When you like, you know what, man, I needed to hear this message today. I am freaking done. I am setting a goal. I will be regional director by kickoff of football season, by September, whatever, or whenever your goal is. Work on that with your leader. I will be a regional director, and I am no longer letting the ancillary things of life, least of all my inability to organize my thoughts and see something through, is going to hold me back anymore. That's it. Done. I'm done. And if that's you, let me just congratulate you. And now I'm talking to a regional director, because you'll act and behave at the position before you get promoted to the position. So number one is you need a new goal. So now here's the next one. You create a new goal. So what comes along with the goal? You need to create a new deadline. So now we know what the new goal is. Regional director, maybe for some of you, regional vice president. We're creating the new goal. Maybe some of you, it's 100 customer points. Maybe for some of you, it's 200 customer points. Okay. You're creating a new goal. Now you're creating a new deadline for that goal. When can you do that? The second this call is done. The second this call is done. How about this for a new goal? How about this for a new goal? The new goal, how about this? New goal, I am going to have 10 exposures this week, not 10 peaks. 10 people are going to look at this business. Come hell or high water, but before next Thursday morning, 10 people are getting their eyes on this 1 through 8 overview. 10. Great goal. Set a deadline for the goal between now and next Thursday. Set a deadline for regional director, you ETLs. I'm going to be regional director by August 1st, by the 4th of July. By whenever that date is. So here's something that you may have to create as well. Okay, guys, get this part before I wrap up. You may have to create a new why. You may have to create a new reason why. The reason why you signed up an ACN, that might not be pushing you the way it needs to be pushing right now. How about for some of you? What if your reason why is, I have people watching me. My reason why is I'm going to prove that this works for me. In spite of friends, in spite of coworkers, in spite of family, in spite of all those people, I'm going to prove that this works for me. So here comes a big one. You guys ready? Are you sure? For real? Michelle, Julian, Sam, we good? Kenny, Jason, we good? Okay. You need to create a new project. Who is that project? And some of you might be going, well, who's my project? I don't even have anybody right now. Great, get re-engaged. Let's find someone. There's someone out there. A new project. This is about to come full circle for you guys. When you have a new, Marie, is this making sense? Awesome. Hi, Nancy. You get a new project. You have a chance of a new story. So the next one is create a new story. So it goes like this: a new goal, create a new goal, create a new deadline, create a new why, create a new project to create a new story. So all of a sudden, that person, you guys, I've been in for 2 years, I've been in for 3 years, I've been in for 12 months, I've been in for 10 months, and I'm still in ETL. Well, you know what? Not for long. I have a new person, and we are making and creating a what? A new story. Why are stories so important? You guys have heard this a million times. Facts tell, stories sell. We want, so you guys, listen, for some of you, you're going to laugh. I said this to Ray. I said this to a whole bunch of people that I've personally launched. I said this to Michelle Luttrell. She's on this call in North Carolina, and other people that are on the team that I've worked with personally. Here's what I've said to them when we've launched their business. Here's what I've said to them. Some of you are going to be like, oh my God, you actually said that during our launch. Here's what I said. I said, I want you to succeed. I want to get you paid. We'll do everything we can to help you. But here's what I really want. I want your story. I want your story. Would you be okay if you got paid while we made you a story? Because see, your story is going to impact someone else. Your story is going to give someone else belief. Your story is important. People don't fail at ACN. They just quit because things get too tough or they listen to other people's opinions or whatever. They don't fail at it. They just bail. So I want you guys to find, look, how great would this call be? I mean, it's great already, but how great will this call be when we have 73 new stories? Do you know the kind of business that's going to come out of it? Do you guys know the kind of revenue that comes out of 73 new stories, 73 new promotions, 73 new bonuses being issued, 73 new people scheduling PBZs, 73 new people that are signing up for the next international, 73 new people that are engaged, that are excited, that have some vision, that are going to work, and you override it? Give me a break. That's why we do this. So what's the last one? You create a new business. You create a new business. And who can do this? Anybody that's on this call. So we reset, we re-engage, we repeat, and next you create. You create a new goal. You create a new deadline for that goal. You may be creating a new reason why in the process. In fact, that's probably an absolute. You'll create a new project that creates a new story, and now you've created a new business. So there you go. So the question for today is, do you want a new business, or do you want your business to stay where you're at? And if you want to create a new business and you want your business to advance, I'm telling you guys, you can do these things. Will you do them? I don't know. I don't know. That's up to you. If you want to, we just gave you the roadmap. If you want to, how great is it to know that you can reset everything 9:41 a.m. Pacific Standard Time? This whole deal can get reset for you. How great. You know what it comes down to? Your willingness and ability and desire to reset this will come down to a couple of things. Your willingness and desire to do this creative part of this will come down to a couple of things. Number one is always your reason why. And number two is some personal pride. Are you guys, and I don't mean prideful in an ego way. And by the way, for the record, a healthy ego is really good. I'm talking about personal pride that I'm doing what I set out to do. And you want to know what? No one is going to take me off course. Nothing is going to take me off course. And when you get a sense of personal pride and you mix that with your reason why, and you have a leader like Mr. Thomas spearheading this whole thing, the biggest problem is this, you guys, is that my boss this, my boss that, I'm overworked, I'm underpaid, I'm underappreciated, somebody else got promoted before me, blah, 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 blah. See, here, all of that gets eliminated. What did you do this last week? Did you do anything? Did you really do anything to advance your business? And just have an honest conversation with yourself. April is about advancing your business. And if we go through the month you guys, listen to me, listen. Unless you truly, and I don't think there's a lot of you like this, but unless you truly fall into that category of person that's a part of this for the social part of it, the personal development, just kind of hanging out with Mr. Thomas, really, if that is you, I applaud you. I respect it. What I'm about to say does not apply to you. Okay? If that is you, if you are the person on Mr. Thomas's call every single day and you are trying to build this business, let me tell you something. You cannot let another week go by without getting a customer or getting a business partner. You cannot. You can't. Because it's sending your subconscious the wrong message. The message that if you're saying that you want this to work, the message that look, I don't care if you get them as a rep, but you need to be in the process of it. And if you don't do that, you're sending yourself the wrong message. Watch this. You're sending an attendee message instead of a performer message. Are you trying to be an attendee or are you trying to be a performer? By the way, you guys, let me tell you something. If you go to the national training, they don't do this. Hey, we're gonna give awards for top attendee. They don't do that. The awards are for top what? Top performer. We get on these calls to become a better performer. Jocelyn. So I'm just telling you, man, she's so great at watching everybody else train. She is awesome. Like, come on. You guys, we have none of the obligation and none of the overhead and none of the restriction and none of the pressure that traditional business or employees have. Remember that and get after this thing and create a new story, re-engage and create. And watch what happens in this next 7 days. So, Mr. Thomas, that is what I wanted to share with everyone. I hope that it is helpful. Hope it landed on some ears that will, apply what it is that we went over here. And,
sir, thank you so much.
And I'm sticking to it.
I love it. I love how you started everything off. What was the 3 words? Advance your business. I love it. I love it. I love it. And not only that, you're so right. We need to know where we're at so we can advance our business. Reset. Come on, guys. Remember the 3: reset, re-engage, and what? Repeat.